Appreciate it. Joining us now is Congressman Brian Babin from the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Good to see you, Congressman. You know, the EPA is always screaming about gas-powered cars, which are putting out less emissions than ever before. They don't seem to be caring at all about what happens with batteries, do they, with EVs? Batteries not only are dangerous to mine, dangerous and put out all sorts of pollutants, dangerous to use, but how do you dispose of them? The EPA just doesn't seem to care about that, do they?
No, they've got their minds made up of what they want in this Green New Deal, and they're going to shove the electric vehicle issue right down the throats of the American people who are unwilling to buy into this thing. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that they've kind of alleviated some of it. But again, David, it is hard to mine. Our biggest adversary, our biggest enemy, I should say, is China.
Right. And
they control the battery manufacturers. They control the processing of the lithium, the cobalt, the rare minerals that they use for these. And then, as you said, disposing of these batteries is super dangerous. These lithium-ion batteries are notorious for fires, and about 90% of them are going into landfills instead of being recycled because of the difficulty of recycling these things.
And they're causing fires in those landfills that are very difficult to put out. And when they do, you have all sorts of environmental concerns. But nevertheless, the Biden administration keeps pushing, saying Americans want EVs, even though it doesn't show up on the sales. I had it out with Secretary Buttigieg not long ago. I just want to play a little piece of that about his goals to become all electric in just 15 years. Roll tape.
I don't know a lot of people who think that Americans in 2050 are still going to be driving that old technology, that combustion technology that we inherited
Americans
from
like
the 20th century.
Americans like it. So he says everybody who buys an EV wants to buy another. Not true for the people in Chicago who couldn't get their cars started in the cold snap.
I love the way you came back at him, David. Very good interview on your part, because the man, he seems to be clueless when it comes to transportation, and especially these EVs. I can just tell you this, trying to put our entire military fleet on EVs, 100% of them by 2035, I believe, is just the height of ignorance. We're not ready for this. We are the cleanest producers of fossil fuels in the entire world, and for them to be putting us on Russia and Venezuela and these nice folks like that, making our allies dependent upon them, is the height of ignorance. It really is. And so, this whole Green New Deal, David, of shoving these electric vehicles down our throats, the foresight of this is really hindsight. I read this the other day.
Yeah.
The federal government is flying by the seat of their pants on this whole deal.
Congressman,
it's not ready.
We got to leave it at that. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being here, Congressman.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank
well,
you,
House
David.
lawmakers hold a hearing